Hi everyone. I'm going to show you some GUI output, some GUI versus CLI output. So in the past we've been working with CLI, the command line interface, but now I wanted to show you some graphical user interface. But what I found out in my struggle to get this working is that it's really hard to get this set up in CodeSpaces because CodeSpaces is running on a server and it's all command line based. So when we have homework relevant to GUI, Codespaces or specifically Cengage has set up a way for the GUI to work with no problems. But we don't have that option. So if you want to play with GUI output, you're going to want to download your own IDE, and it doesn't matter which one you download. Just pick one and go with it. Make sure you install a JDK and a GUI. I don't think that there's any assignments that I'm going to give in the next couple of weeks that are going to require GUI, so I wouldn't stress over it, but I wanted to show it to you. And the first thing I wanted to show you is how to bring in inputs. You've seen how to bring in input with a scanner. Well, let's talk about how to bring in input from from a from the GUI, so from a box instead of a scanner. And the way we're going to do that is I'm just going to bring in declare a variable called string result. And that variable is going to come from the JOption pane. So we are going to do the same thing we did before. And we are going to say, what is your name? And we're going to go ahead and just really quickly, didn't do that right. And of course, that's the parent argument. I'm not going to need any of that right now. I'm just going to say that's going to be that string concatenation, and we'll go ahead and put an exclamation point at the end. All right, so this is straightforward. I'm going to go ahead and do that same thing with a numerical value in a second, but I wanted you to see this and how this works. I'll go ahead and run it with this button real quick just to keep it fast. All right. Not what I was expecting at all. Hold on one second. JOption pane. I'm not exactly sure what error message I'm getting. Null and string is undefined for numbers dialog. Hold on. Java 7. So it's saying result. Oh, what am I doing? It says JOption pane. I didn't actually call the method. Yeah, there we go. I need to show input dialog to get input from the user, and then show message dialog to output to the user. So I typed in the class, but didn't call in the actual method we're trying to use. Okay. So now that that works, I'm going to go ahead and run again, and you should be able to see it. Not sure why that's happening. Did I not save this file? Sorry, Control S. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and compile it down here. Make sure it compiles. Okay, and I'll run it down here. All right, there we go. All right, and what you should see is, what you don't see is another window, but what is your name? And I can type in my name, and it's going to tell me, hello, Chad. Okay, cool. So I would like to bring in a numerical value, and this is you like I said, this is not something that you necessarily need to do right now, but I'm going to go ahead and bring in a numerical value. So we're just going to say int favorite number, and I'm going to say favorite number equals same thing. So we're just going to paste that down. Nope. Yeah. What is your favorite number? But I want to typecast this, and I want to typecast this into an integer. And it's a little strange because this is coming from a string to a to an integer. So in this case, we just want to do this, and this is the wrapper class for the integer. But I'm just going to parse that as an integer, and then we're going to say, and so it's going to typecasting this as an integer by parsing whatever is an integer value inside that string into that integer. If I don't bring in a string that has an integer value, it will error me out. So it helps us ultimately to ensure that that we have controlled for user input. And but in this case, we're just gonna say your favorite number is. We'll say your favorite number is. And let me go ahead and make this a little smaller so y'all can see what I'm doing. All right, your favorite number is favnum times 2 when multiplied by 2. Okay, cool. And so now what you're going to find out is I'll get these dialogues as we go through. This dialog is going to parse this integer back to an integer, and it's going to multiply it and do the thing. So I'm going to go and run this program. Actually, I'm going to run it down here because I want to see if I got any errors, and I don't. So I'm going to go ahead and run the program, and just kind of crumbs that it keeps going to the wrong screen, but I'm going to just put a different name so I can see that other names work. And I never saved the file. Let's save the file first, then we'll compile this, and we'll run it again. And here we go. What is your name? I'll say Sarah randomly, and it's going to say, what is your favorite number? I'm going to say 5, and this is the dialog box we got. And then it says, your favorite number is 10 when multiplied by 2. So just a little bit of playing around with the GUI side of this, the GUI. And when I figure out how to get this to work in on the code spaces, we will have this embedded, but otherwise just download your own ID and you can play with this. And when we get to assignments that require GUI, it will work because it's built into Cengage. So that's all we want to talk about this time. Thank you.